Finally tonight, the transfer of power. President-elect Donald Trump will be sworn in as the 45th president of the United States. Amid the customary parade and celebration, there is some anger and concern. Some lawmakers are refusing to go. There's a planned women's march the next day in Washington with thousands of women from all over the country, including here in Michigan. I think that we can all agree that these are times that are, out of the realm of what we've experienced before. But I'm going to start with you, Stephen, in terms of the thoughts and the feelings going into this inauguration. Well,
it's a little befuddling. I mean, I think we don't know what this will look like. Donald Trump is not your prototypical president. He wasn't a prototypical presidential candidate. Nothing about the campaign or the transition has looked like anything we've seen. So I don't expect that inauguration tomorrow will look like what we have seen before. That doesn't mean it will be bad, right? I mean, one of the things I think that we all have to be able to allow for right now is that change is not always for the worse. It's not always negative. Maybe inauguration will be more interesting the way he wants to do it. I don't know. Maybe he'll give a speech that really tries to unite the country. I doubt that will happen, but you never know. This will be the first real look at, I think, who he wants to be as president of the United States. And I think that changes people in a way that most of us are not aware of because we've never been in the position. So I'm trying to be a little hopeful, I guess, about what this will look like. But I know it won't look like anything I've been to in Washington before.
Nolan?
I think the prevailing mood, I'll agree with Steve. The prevailing mood is uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen. He could put in place policies that create an economic surge, or he could start a trade war that brings things down. We just don't know. I mean, he's a populist. That makes him unpredictable. That he responds to different stimuluses than a traditional politician would respond to. It's not just people on the left who are nervous. People on my side of the philosophical divide wonder whether he's going to be a conservative or not, and or whether he's going to try to redefine conservatism. And we're nervous too. I think everybody is uncertain how he will comport himself, what policies he will put in place. And I think the biggest question everyone has is he going to listen to the people he's put around him, these smart people he's placed in both the White House and in cabinet positions, or is he going to be his own counsel? I mean, he has this big sense of infallibility, and that doesn't always serve executives well.
Yeah, I would say that there's a sense of anxiety all around. Again, the unknown. Let me ask you this, though, Stephen, about the Democrats who were refusing to attend the inauguration. What kind of message does that send?
Well, I got mixed feelings about that. I mean, I do think this is not ever about a person. It is about the republic and the transfer of power from one administration to the next. And in that way, I would hope that everybody who's in an official capacity could find a way to see that part of it and ignore everything else. At the same time, the really strong feelings that people have about this person, the things he's said, the things he's already done, the things he promises to do are very real. And I sympathize with almost all of the sentiments that the people who are skipping have expressed. I mean, I think this is a potentially very dangerous personality for a lot of people in this country, and people who look like me in particular have a lot to worry about from someone like Donald Trump, according to what he said. I wish it could be different. I really do, because I do very deeply respect the institution of the presidency and this process that we go through every 4 years. But I totally understand people who can't get themselves in
Last word on this.
This is a day for placing the interests of the nation ahead of your own interests and your own feelings. I think it's important to exhibit to the world a sense of unity, not necessarily unity on ideas or policies, but unity as Americans, that we believe in this process of a peaceful transition to power. And we have a new president. He is a legitimate president. He will be getting his mail at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue next week. He's the president. And I think just the office itself and respect for our process merits that everybody come. I mean, it's been unusual to have this many people.
It's never happened before.
All right.
not come to an inauguration.
That's a way to wrap it up. Okay, thanks, guys. And that is going to do it for MiWeek. Thanks for joining us. Check us out at MiWeek.org and on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Christy McDonald. We will see you next time. Take care.
Did you know Gordon Food Service was started by a 23-year-old entrepreneur as a butter and egg delivery business more than a century ago? In 1948, school teacher Gerard Wendell Hayworth borrowed $10,000 from his parents to start a woodworking operation in his family's garage. It's now Hayworth Incorporated. These are just some of the ways Michigan's pioneers started out as small companies with big ideas.
We are business leaders for Michigan. We are committed to making Michigan a top 10 state for jobs, personal income, and a healthy economy. Funding is also provided by Delta.